Hey everybody, welcome into Northern Life.
Are we going to keep going? Why not?
Happy to have you on this Wednesday. First off, having a lot of fun here. Just drumming along.
Sure.
I just want to pull my best Hunter McCullough Northwoods band.
That was impressive.
Yeah,
You
just a
could
little-
be in. We're down to a three-piece right now, so we need someone to fill in
Wow.
at some point, so you might as well keep practicing.
I could play tambourine.
There we go.
A triangle.
Oh, little Bob Dylan-esque with the
An
tambourine.
undervalued instrument.
That
you
is
know?
very, very
Yeah.
true.
Well, hey, great to have you here. Also, how great was it to have Laura on the show yesterday?
Oh my gosh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Detailing her trip coming up to Portugal, that's going to be an absolute blast.
Yeah.
And always, I mean, if you know Laura, you know that she's an amazing person and just
Yeah.
an awesome person to hang out with in general. Whenever I get to fill in on the night side, hanging out with her, and Dan and Briggs, of course, always a blast.
Yeah, very lucky to have her on our team.
Yep.
Hey, starting things off, have you seen that episode of The Office where Michael drives his car into the pond or the lake due to the GPS?
Yes, I love that
Yeah,
episode.
a great episode. Well, this picture here is giving us another reason to question the GPS. Those are indeed skiers next to a car stuck on a ski run at a Keystone, Colorado resort. So the vehicle was left there after the driver made a wrong turn following GPS direction. The sheriff's office said that driver just left a note explaining what happened, and that resort was able to reunite the driver and the car after having it towed from the property. The sheriff's office said they often get calls about people ending up on the snow-covered bike path, but not usually the ski run.
You know, it just takes a little bit of common sense. You know, it probably, once you see that ski run coming up in your foresight, probably shouldn't drive on it, you know?
I would maybe argue, maybe if it was at night, I could understand why it'd be a little
Sure,
difficult.
that's true. If it
Yeah.
was at night, that's a good point. But I will say this, GPS is kind of insane. Like there's a road up by my house
Mm-hmm.
that if you look at the exact GPS, it does not follow the actual road.
Oh.
It goes on all sorts of driveways because there used to be an old version of that road that
Whoa.
takes you on all of these old driveways. And it's like, don't go on that. Don't follow the GPS.
You need that Google Earth car to drive by your house and start mapping it
Yes.
out correctly.
It's been like 20 years. Like, let's update this thing.
We
What's
got
going on?
satellites.
Exactly.
Yeah,
What
figure
the
it
heck?
out.
Exactly. We're going to figure out this show as well. Here's what's coming up on today's show. We were joined, of course, by the extremely talented Tom Cockett. The pianist and vocalist is performing in his trio this weekend. We'll tell you where to find them. Plus, we'll talk about his meaningful Christmas concert and how that was after a 10-year hiatus. It was very cool to talk with him.
Yeah.
Very talented man and very jovial man as well.
Yeah.
Very fun talking with him.
Very great guy. Excited for that chat. And later, there's plenty to be thankful for in the new year. We'll be hearing from ice anglers about how great it is to be off to a good start for their season, especially after what we had last year. But hey, staying on the ice, Team USA now a back-to-back champion at the World Junior Hockey Championship after defeating Finland. Take that, Finland.
Woo! Take that, Finland.
Beat them in overtime this past weekend. Hey, now, the puck has been passed from Ottawa to Minnesota.
Okay.
The state of hockey is going to host the 2026 IIHF World Junior Hockey Championship from December 26, 2025 later this year to January 5th, 2026. Minnesota first hosted way back in 1982. Thief River Falls then co-hosted with Grand Forks in 2005. This will mark the 50th anniversary of the World Juniors and just the 7th time the U.S. has hosted that tournament.
Oh my gosh. Does it say what city it's
I think it's going to be played at the X.
It is going to
Yeah,
be at
down
the
to
X.
St. Paul.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I didn't even know these things existed, but apparently we're really good, which is fantastic.
Pretty good at hockey.
Let's beat Finland again. Come on.
It actually kind of looks like SpongeBob was getting involved in the hockey there.
I didn't see.
Yeah.
I should have watched the video.
I'll show you a picture after.
Okay, there we go.
Hey, if you have a furnace out there, you don't have a furnace.
I have like 3 ways of heating. I got a
Okay.
gas stove, I've got electric heat on the
Sure.
wall, and then wood heat. But
All right.
not really a furnace.
Well, when that goes out for the folks that do have furnace, there are some emergency heaters you can use to maybe help out. But
Okay.
I would not recommend this one at home. But this guy on YouTube I found, he makes emergency heaters out of terracotta pots and Crisco or tea candles. And like I said, I'll be the first one to say don't try it at home. There are other ways to do this as well. Even some videos online show someone putting candles on a cookie sheet with a stainless steel utensil holder in the center of it, and then you put a big pot upside down on top of all that. So I'm guessing that pot would eventually heat up.
Okay, 2 things with this. First off, this smells like an explosion waiting to happen. I don't know
Like
what's
I
going
said,
Yes.
don't try this at home.
I would
Yeah.
not recommend it. Second, how on earth is that going to heat up your entire house? I mean, if you got first off, even just a 1-story house,
Yeah.
if you got multiple stories, there's no way that little thing's going to heat
I
up
think
your
maybe
house.
it's just immediate, like your hands,
Oh.
especially that's a the cookie sheet with candles in the pot on it.
Yes.
That would heat up your hands. Apparently, that would get insanely hot, so I
Yeah.
would not want to touch that.
Well, here's the serious thing about living up here in the winter is that like there's pipes that'll freeze, like
Yeah.
water pipes in your bathroom and all that sort of thing. It happens all the time where we have to leave for a gig for the entire weekend. We have to open up all the cupboards. We got to put fans in place, make sure the heat's going, and
Oh.
just hope that your heat doesn't go out, or else
Yeah.
you're gonna have a really big mess on your
Or
hands.
some apartments out there where you just got to lift up the faucet just enough
Yes.
so it's kind of running with hot water.
A little bit of a drip.
Yeah, you got to be careful out
It's
there.
very, very scary. But hey, let's get to our Northern Life viewer comments on this Wednesday. We start with a really special one from Jim, who sent us this message on Facebook. He said, "In times of hardship or frustration with what's going on in the world, you have always made me laugh, and that is always the best medicine.
Aw.
You guys are awesome." Thank you very much, Jim.
Very sweet.
What we kind of our goal is here is
Yeah.
just kind of being a little takeaway from what the world's going on right now, and just kind of maybe a little distraction, but I don't know if that's the right word.
Yeah.
But kind of nice to take a break from it all and just have some
Yeah.
fun here for 30 minutes.
We like to be your lunchtime or post-dinner break.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Hey, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, Julie wanted to let us know about what's happening here in the Twin Ports. She told us Midwest Ice Racing Association kicking off their ice racing season this Saturday on the Eloise Bay. You can find the complete info on their Facebook page. She says, come down, check it out.
Are they driving vehicles? Like, do they
It
drive?
sounds like side-by-sides, some bikes, even a few ATVs.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. Now imagine the drifts you can do on the
Yeah,
ice. That's cool.
that'd be serious.
Very cool. All right, here's some great positivity from Patty saying, "Love the show. Hunter's laugh is contagious. Love Ryan's positive personality, and looking forward to Briggs joining you both after the baby leave."
Yeah.
Ryan, I think we're just over a week away from Briggs' first show
I know.
back.
How about that?
Is it next Friday? I believe is going to be the first
I think
one.
it's next Friday.
Oh my
yeah, so
gosh.
get ready for that.
So excited.
Finally, a funny pic from Shirlene. After seeing her graham cracker build, she said, "A suggestion for your next building project. Love you guys. Little
What is that
Easter
now?
house for your
Oh,
Easter."
looks like Kit Kats maybe.
No.
Maybe, I don't
Have
know.
to try it out. Well, hey, coming up, we talk with Tom Cockett next.
Oh, that's beautiful. Those are the sweet sounds brought to us by Tom Cockett. Tom grew up, of course, in Superior, Wisconsin. He lives in Renshaw, Minnesota with his wife, Robin. He's still playing tunes during retirement after working for 39 years as a millwright in Cloquet. And today, he joined us in studio to talk about his trio playing at Black Bear Casino Resort this coming weekend. How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing great, you guys. Thanks for having me
It's
here.
been an awesome 15 minutes before we even started this interview. You're an awesome individual, Tom. I
Yes.
gotta tell you.
This is a joy to be here. It's been a constant smile since I sat down.
Yeah, oh my gosh, just having an absolute blast. Is it true you've been playing since you were 3 years old? You've been playing piano?
Yeah.
How did you start to learn piano?
My dad played.
Okay.
And so the house was filled with music.
Yeah.
And I just kind of sat down and started picking out Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Yes, yes.
Hot cross buns was a big one
Yeah.
for me.
Sure, yep, yep, exactly.
Free Bird.
Free bird.
Just the classics. Just the classics.
Oh my
filling the house with music's important. And Tom, we actually did a story with you not too long ago talking about how you had that 10-year hiatus
Yep.
in between your Christmas concerts in Cloquet. You got to return that this year.
Yeah.
That must have been such a special
I'll
time.
tell you, people were saying, "What are you anticipating? What do you expect for attendance?" I had no expectations because I honestly, after 10 years, I didn't know if it was going to be, all right, Tom is doing a concert again, or Tom who?
Tom's doing a concert again.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty warm reception. But
Oh my gosh, it was so great. I always have my son, who's Tom Jr.
Yep.
I always have him introduce the concert. And I came out the door from the back hallway of the church, and I walked in, and all I said was, "Tom, breathe, breathe," because the church was packed.
Wow. Good news.
I was so happy and so humbled. And the concert, they were such a fun audience.
Yeah.
It just went.
A beautiful evening.
Yes.
I
It
would
was.
say. Yeah.
It was, and before I knew it, it started at 7. Before I knew it, it was 8:15. And I
Wow.
said, I still got 15 songs to go. But
gotta cut the set list short.
I hope you guys don't have any more plans tonight.
yeah. But I listened for the clearing of throats or the changing of the knees,
Right.
and it's time to wrap it up here.
Checking the playbill is a big one for me. You know, if you're
Yes.
checking the playbill, you're
Yeah.
wondering when's
Yeah.
it wrapping up. But it sounds like a wonderful time, and I'm glad that that
It
you
was
got
so
to return that to
warmly
Cloquet.
received, and there will be one in 2025. It'll be Friday, December 12th at 7 o'clock at Our Savior's.
Nice.
And so I'm in the planning works of that already. I mean, I don't want to say there's only so much Christmas music because there's a lot of it.
Sure.
But there's only so much Christmas music you can do. And that's why I always say, well, it's Christmas music, because one guy asked, well, is it just Christmas music? No, it's Christmas music and a whole lot more.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
speaking of a whole lot more, you're bringing the trio to Black Bear Casino
Yeah.
Resort. What kind of? You were telling us a little bit about the music you're going to do, but what can people expect from the trio performance
The
this weekend?
trio, it's Jane Alexson on bass, Todd James on drums, and some guy by the name of Tom Cockett on keyboards. And we all sing. If Jane is singing, Todd and I are doing harmonies and vice versa. We do quite a gambit of genre, from Billy Joel to Christopher Cross to Boz Scaggs to Steely Dan, to old classics, you know, Mustang Sally, Wilson Pickett, Ides of March, Vehicle.
Yep.
So
Great
there's
song.
there's such a gambit of music, and we'll take requests. No guarantee we know them,
We'll try them out.
but we'll stick them in that bag for next time.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know?
figure 'em out for next
Something
time.
new
Yeah.
to learn.
Did you find growing up when you were learning how to play piano, was it easier for you to learn by ear, or are you proficient in reading music?
Yeah,
as well?
I had 9 years of classical, so
Sure.
I can read music, not like I used to.
Sure.
You know, as you guys know, once you kind of get away from it, you can't just sit and read it anymore.
Yeah.
But I was gifted by God with an ear that I can hear something and just play it. I was like 10 years old, and my sister was 4 years older than me, and she also had piano lessons, and she was learning Schubert's Spinning Song for a recital coming up.
Okay.
Well, my dad was a concert pianist back in the 30s. Anyway, so my dad could play really well. And he was working with my sister on the Spinning Song. And I came in from outside, so I'd heard my dad play it. And my sister was practicing it, and I said, "That's not how it goes." And she said,
You corrected her.
and she said, "Well, then you come here and play it."
Yep.
So I did.
You did it?
And I played it perfect.
It-
And she never played in front of me again. And
Oh, no.
I felt really bad.
Oh my
Hey, you don't
God.
have to feel bad this weekend, Tom, because
No.
you can find Tom this Friday and Saturday at the Cobalt Nightclub at Black Bear. Tom, thanks for being here. It's
Oh,
gonna be a
it's been
fun
a
weekend.
blast. Thank you.
Welcome back, everybody. It was a lot of fun chatting with Tom, a fantastic guy,
Yes.
a very talented musician, too.
Yep, obviously very, very talented. Learned piano when he was 3 years old. Learned a lot by ear, which is just unbelievable. It's a very big talent to have.
Yeah, a great Northlander. Hey, actually, not too long ago, too, we talked about how we did a story with Tom, and our Dave Anderson did a different story about Tom. That's because not only is he a great performer, he also promotes boating safety as a member of the Duluth Sail and Power Squadron. He says it's a lot of fun to check out all those boats around town.
All the different hats that Mr. Tom wears there. That's very, very cool. Very a big enthusiast when it comes to boats as well. So cool to see that.
Yeah, big thanks for Tom for stopping by. Catch him at Black Bear this weekend, you know,
Yeah.
in the Cobalt Lounge. Should be a lot of fun, 9 p.m. performances. Hey, with our cold temperatures, ice fishing guides out there soaking up the cold weather out on our Minnesota lakes.
Yeah, a lot going on. Adam Duxter heard just how important it is for those anglers, especially after the season we had last year.
Steam off the surface of a lake, growing more frozen by the minute. For Jeff Henry, it's go time.
It's a lot of people's bucket list. So a lot of people from down south or outside of the country, they come here just to fish.
But if you go beneath the surface,
Last year was horrible. We were out for 10 days with the warm.
you'll find a story deeper than most lures can reach.
Usually, typically, it's 66, 67 days that we get, and we only had 10 days. So.
Last year, the warmest winter on record in the Twin Cities. Some people celebrated it, but for this industry, it's about as bad as it could be. Just 10 days on the ice on Lake Minnetonka, not enough. Jeff says if he has to pick a word to describe how he feels about the cold this year.
Relief from last year. It's just, it feels good to be able to be on this good ice and not having to worry about the warm-ups. Weekends booked and bobbered. Don't like the cold?
And I was just like, oh wow. I mean, it's just really luxurious and comfy.
They thought of that. Although most fishermen
It's nice to be able to get back out and do some of these activities.
just seem happy to be back.
I like to do a lot of things outside, and so all the winter sports when there's no snow or anything. And
So the next time you think to complain about the cold, remember,
It is very good.
your neighbors might be counting on it.
We're going to be making ice for the next 7 days nonstop, especially once it gets down to negative. You can make up to an inch a night.
On Lake Minnetonka, Adam Doxter, WCCO News.
It is really great for the folks up here who love ice fishing. I know for the folks who love snow, though, you got to wait a little more time.
Yeah, oh, we still have a lot of winter left, so hopefully we do see a little bit of snow. But my gosh, I mean, there's a lot of bars out in the Northland
Right.
that rely on snowmobile traffic, and it's not looking good for this at least first half.
Right.
And hopefully we see some more snow here in the second half.
I learn a lot from TikTok. I watch a lot
Yeah,
on TikTok.
sure.
And I never thought about when people cut out maybe the big squares on the ice for their ice fishing,
Yes.
that they have to put that back because there's folks out there maybe on snowmobiles or
Yes.
traveling over it who might accidentally hit it.
Exactly. You got to do that, and then what a lot of people do is they'll put like sticks up and just
Oh.
and it'll freeze in the ice.
Yeah.
And then you know that that's kind of an area that you don't go around. And I think that there's some kind of law. I think you do have to put
Sure.
like sticks or something to show
That's
that
smart.
that area is unsafe. So
Yeah.
very smart. I don't remember last year, was it Lake Minnetonka, that there was a pontoon in like the middle of winter that was able to go on the lake?
I'm sure there probably was because, yeah, there was not a lot of cold last
No,
year.
not a lot of ice
Yeah.
on those city lakes especially. I know we had a little bit of a better season up here, but my gosh, it was terrible down there.
Hey, quickly too, when we do get snow, here's a great idea coming out of Ohio. Someone has built a free sled library. So our director Shania says we have a couple of these here in Duluth. So if you spot one, make sure we get some snow first and
Yes.
then get out there with your sled and have a
Very
good time.
cool.
We'll share a sweet story that's in store for tomorrow when we come back.
Welcome back, folks. Coming up tomorrow here on Northern Life, there's a paraprofessional from Wisconsin who is using her crochet skills to help some of her students turning their imaginations into reality. Excited to share that full story tomorrow when we see you again, of course. A lot more stories as well. Going to be a fun Thursday, as always, here on Northern Life.
Yeah.
And a good way to wrap up the week, for sure.
Like we said before, we were so excited for Briggs to come back.
Yes. Based on the drumming at the beginning of the show, and it's gonna be nice to have a third
How you
person.
doing? So
Yeah.
thanks for putting up with us as we made it through. Close to what 3 months I think on Briggs' maternity
I
leave.
can't
so
believe that.
Yeah,
It flew by in some ways, and then it took forever in some ways as well. So very happy to see Briggs coming back, and I'm
Yeah.
sure a lot of you folks are too.
Get the trio and the band
Yeah,
back together
let's
again.
go.
The trio.
Yeah.
Northern Life trio. Playing alongside the Tom Cockett trio. Hey, before we go today, a fellow Duluthian has been awarded the Minnesota Realtors prestigious 2024 Good Neighbor Award. We want to wish a big congrats to Ken Larson on that award. The recognition celebrates his unwavering commitment to the community and his work through the Northern Lights Foundation. And with that win, Ken received a $1,000 one-time award that's now heading to the foundation. And we actually got to meet Ken, I believe, at the charity baseball event story that we did.
Oh my gosh, I remember
Yep.
now. He's
So,
a good dude.
Great
yes.
guy.
Yep.
Congrats on that award. Well, hey, thanks for joining us today. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Wednesday.
Find some time to throw a line or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.